Hi, everybody. It's Monday, March 13th, and welcome to Live Chats with Maggie and Bunny. Good afternoon, Bunny. How are you today?
Hi, Maggie. I'm doing good on this Monday afternoon. Love Mondays. I love Mondays. Unlike
Mm.
Garfield, I love Monday.
I'm okay with Mondays as well. I'm okay with Mondays too. I get excited about us coming on, whatever
Yeah.
we're going to chat about. And today I will tell everybody that we are shamelessly going to talk about Add Above and Beyond today. We
Yep.
don't always talk about ourselves on our podcast, but today we are because we have a book launch coming up on Sunday. And we want to talk about that and invite you all to attend it in one way or another. So, Bunny, if you would share the screen, that'd be really good.
There we go. It's coming on up.
So, on Sunday, March 19th, from 1 to 4 p.m., we are blessed to have a facility that's been shared to us through Morris and Sons Funeral Home that I do some grief support for. And we're going to have a shared event with them. So they are letting us use their space to hold our book launch and a grief circle. The book launch will be from 1 to 2, and the grief circle will be from 2 to 4. You can come to one event, you can come to both events. They are all at no charge, and we will be facilitating both of these events. The book launch is exciting because it goes along with the grief circle. Our book is called Forever Changed: Healing Through Grief, where 19 authors have come together to share their particular stories about grief and how it impacted and changed their life and how they come to find healing through that time of grieving.
Mhm.
And so I invite you to come to this event. We just ask that you call the funeral home if you would like to. It's a free event, there is no charge. And if you just call the funeral home at 905-356-3550, if you're in our local area, we would love for you to come to either both events or one of them, and come and spend the afternoon with us on Sunday to share in the excitement about this book and to also have a grief circle that I will be facilitating. We will give you a little inside information that we will have a few books there for
Mhm.
people to look at, and I will have a couple of draws. So you might even get a book for free.
Yep.
So, Bunny, what would you like to add to the excitement of this day?
I just love the fact that how you know, the intuition led, spirit led, soul led business. You were talking about getting a grief circle together. We talked about then, getting it together with the launch and then finding, the way that a serendipity happened, the way that everything just kind of falls into place, partnering up with Morris and Son, who, my family has used in our times of grief and grieving, and and they're always really good to us and really nice to us, and they do have this nice event space that they're opening up to doing the book launch, and the fact that we're doing this book, and then the fact that we picked the 19th and that there's 19 authors, like it just all just keeps going, and it just points me, at least me, in the direction of, and I know you share this with it as well, just that this is, the way to go. This is the path that we are to be on, is by getting these serendipitous things that just kind of all link together, which we could never have thought of, how the pieces fall into place. And that's really the biggest thing for me. And I met you, and I have already received our first copies of these, and of
Yeah.
this book, and being able to, while we're doing the editing and putting together and formatting of our books, the honor that we get of being able to read these stories. And yeah, we're just amazed every time. And so I can't wait to be able to share this with the world.
Right.
And it's
And
it's our
and I
fourth
will
one, but
share I will share too about the serendipitous moments that you talk about too, is because March 19th is my mom's birthday.
Mhm.
And when she passed away, that's kind of the catalyst for me finding healing through grief. I was deeply grieving, but I did find healing in that grief
Right.
that led me to what I do now. So it's, to me, it's kind of like a celebration from her
Yeah.
in the beyond, going, wow, on her birthday, this book is coming out and being shared with the world, that good things can come out of a grieving time. Good
Absolutely.
things can come out of pain. Yes, death is sad. It's always going to be sad. There's no
Mhm.
fixing that. And grief is hard,
Mhm.
but good things can come out of it. And it can be a catalyst for people to change their life.
Yeah.
And, I no longer work in a regular job. I used to be a bookkeeper. I no longer do that. I now follow my passions. And with us, even starting at Above and Beyond,
Mhm.
it was about that. It was following the passions of what you believe in and what you want to do. And so it is true, those serendipitous moments are celebratory. And when we were thinking about this date, I
Yeah.
felt guilty because I said, well, I don't want to just pick my date, because other people have special dates in the book too. And you said, but we can.
Yeah. But we
And then the
can.
fact that there were 19 authors,
Yeah.
and 19 was just the number that
It's just a
flowed.
number. Yeah.
It was just the number that flowed from it. And yes, I agree with you of what you said about every single story that we are privileged to have in this book. It's incredible.
Mhm. Yeah.
And reading the books, like reading the stories, not only sometimes made me cry,
Mhm.
but it also filled me with joy that these people are willing to share with us their stories, their intimate moments about their life, and they're willing to share with you, the world,
Mhm.
those intimate stories, and how powerful that is, and what kind of incredible healing comes when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and share.
Yeah, and I mean,
Because,
also the fact of the matter is too, this isn't just about death, because grieving doesn't just happen in
right,
death. And so there are examples of other types of grieving in here as well, which is exactly what our intention was when we did this. Um,
right. And that's also one of the things that I will cover later in the grief circle, is
mhm,
all of the different kinds of grief.
right.
Because no, you're right. It's not just death. And these stories in this book are not just death. For me, the grief was about death,
Mhm,
but not for every person in the book, and not for every person who would come around the table to share about the grief circle. You
right,
know, some people grieve loss of a job, loss of a home, loss of a relationship.
right.
There's many things that cause grief.
Mhm,
And especially in our world today, there
right.
is many things causing grief in our world today.
Mhm.
And those are all things that we can come together around that table to talk about and to share about, and see that you're not alone in that grief.
Yeah. So just as a reminder, anybody who wants to come to one or both, you don't have to stay for either one of them. You can choose one or both. Is to make sure that you call Morris and Son to register at 905-356-3550. And that is this coming Sunday, March 19th.
Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for coming. Bye.